guys, what's up? So this video is long overdue. A couple people commented on my dating an inmate video that they wanted an update, so I'm here to bring you guys an update. I got my headphones in because it's morning time where I'm at and I just need to set the tone for the day, get my music going. You know, I'm about to do my makeup and we just gonna get real simple and cute. But anyways, let's get into this story. Okay guys, so it's so much that I have to catch you up on in relation to that dating an inmate video. So grab your tea, get your coffee. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, so if you want to get some wine, you could do that too. But let me tell you, so in the last video I left off, me and him was just friends. You know, he had just got sentenced to jail. At that time it was 9 months. So in that video I was in the mindset that I was about to wait, you know, wait out the 9 months and then we could continue dating and see what happens after that. Initially, you know, he told me that he was, you know, in jail for stealing the cell phone and whatever, that him and his ex had that altercation. First of all, I ended up talking to the ex. Like, let me tell y'all how dumb I was. This man had me like on these calls. First of all, the call's not free. Had me on these calls, three-raying his ex-girlfriend, the one that put him in jail in the first place. So he had me three-waying her in the conversation because he just made it seem like he wanted to talk to her because, you know, she was the reason that he was in there, and if she like released the charges, then he could get out sooner. So I'm like, okay. The very first time that I three-wayed her, you know, they was arguing. He exposed a whole nother side of himself that I had never seen before. Like, he was calling her out her name. He was very aggressive, very angry, just playing the blame game basically too. Like, just saying that it was her fault that he was in there and not taking, you know, responsibility for his side of the story. So they hang up. And the girl texts me after me and like all of us get off the phone off the three-way call. She texts me. But she like, yeah, he always on the same stuff. So like me and her just like start texting back and forth, just little stuff. So then one time, me and her actually talked on the phone. So I'm like, well, what actually happened between y'all? Like, how did y'all get to this place where he ended up in jail or whatever? He told me that he just stole your phone and you pressed charges. She like, yes, he threatened to kill me. He locked me in his house. This man literally beat her to the point where she was in the hospital. And I'm like, there's no way we're talking about the same person. She's like, yes. She's like, this man, he is so possessive, and it became very physical. She said it was not just one altercation. Like, throughout the whole time they was dating, it was physical. She said, you know, she had a part to play in it too because she would hit him, but it was physical the whole time. But she said basically the last straw was when he had put her in a hospital. He showed up at her house. Like, she lived with her mom, so he showed up at her house with her mother there, just like trying to fight and like disrespecting her mom. Y'all, if y'all know how I described him in the last video, he was a gentleman. He was very kind, you know, he held himself to like a high standard. So I'm just like, wow, like this is so crazy. And this not even an icing on the cake though. Like, so I didn't even tell him about this conversation that I had with his ex. I continue to talk to him as a friend because at this point I'm like, oh no, all romantic side, like I'm not even attracted to you no more at this point. I don't care how good you look, like that was out the window at this point. So I'm just like, you know, he all alone in jail, ain't nobody messing with him, so I'm just gonna be a friend, like at the bare minimum, just the friend. So I just continued talking to him and whatever, and then just like little bit by little bit he started to expose his true colors. Like, first of all, we was writing letters back and forth, but like in the letters it was like he expected me to basically wait for him. Like, first of all, you told me you was gonna be in there 9 months and get out on good behavior. I'm not about to wait 5 years of my life for somebody who, one, I was not even in a relationship with, two, I'm not married to. Like, I owe you no commitment at this point. So I said, during this time I was talking to other people at this point, so I ended up getting pregnant by one of the guys that I was dating. Like, we was dating on and off. So like, yeah, that's like a whole another other story. But yeah, so me and him had got back together and whatever, but I ended up getting pregnant. And like I said, at this point, me and the guy in jail is just friends. So I feel like I owe you nothing, but he felt like I did. So he acted like he was so hurt by the situation. Whenever he would call me, he just would be like saying that he felt some type of way, that, you know, he thought it was going to be him that was going to be having a child with me. I'm like, now mind you, he still don't know that I know about what really happened between him and his ex-girlfriend. So yeah, so he like, yeah, I thought it was gonna be us, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, okay. Then he asked me to three-way the girl a couple more times, but every single time that we would call her on a three-way, this man would disrespect her, call her out her name, just like act like a maniac. And it's like, if you want this woman to do something for you, do you really think that she gonna be like, yeah, I know you threatening me, I know you said you're gonna get payback against me when you get out, but yeah, let me go ahead and help you? Sure. Like, I'm like, this man, you have to be some type of crazy to talk to somebody like that and then turn around and ask them for a favor. Mind you, they're not even supposed to be talking, and the calls are recorded. So you really on the phone talking crazy like this? Like, that definitely cut off any chance of me and him had, like, as far as being together, because it's like, one, you showed me that you still have feelings for this girl, that you still, you know, haven't let the situation go. Two, like, he would just keep bringing up old stuff. Like, he'd be like, yeah, I remember in 2017 you did this, I remember in 2018 you did this. Like, boy, let it go. Really, you're not over her. So I sent him a text message like, I'm cutting off all communication because, one, it's clear that you're not over your ex. I thought we could be friends, but like, you're still trying to push a romantic involvement. Then, to make stuff real sweet, this man, because I told y'all, you know, I got pregnant or whatever, I told him about it. He like, oh, he's gonna be the godfather to my child. Yeah, okay. You're doing 5 years in prison and you think I'm about to let you marry my daughter? I don't think so. So I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm just convinced this man is crazy. So I told him, you know, I was cutting off all communication because I don't feel like he was in there learning his lesson. Like, you still showing me signs of anger and whatever. So I'm like, at this point, there's no point of us talking to each other because you're not learning anything. He wrote me back, you know, just saying that he was going to change, whatever. So, like, at first I thought he really was going to change because he called a girl, like, we called her on three-way, whatever. He apologized, and then, like, I gave him some book recommendations because I'm like, while you're in there, you need to be using your time wisely. Think about what you're going to do when you get out, you know, start thinking about what kind of career path you want to take, you know, read some books. Educate yourself. Like, you don't got nothing but time on your hands all day, so be productive. So he like, okay. So I'm like, okay, maybe he making some progress. So like, a couple months go by and he go right back to his same old crazy ways. So he had one of my best friend's information because my best friend has a brother in jail. So he wrote my best friend threatening me, saying like, oh, you need to tell your friend to respond to my call. She is not talking to me. She's ignoring me. Like, saying that he was going to retaliate against me. So I'm like, oh, no, baby. You got the right one today. I got to rewind real quick. So in the midst of all of this, he gave me the password to his phone and like his Snapchat and whatever. You're in jail. Why are you worried about people on Snapchat? These people aren't writing you. They're not doing anything for you, but you so thirsty to get on Snapchat and send a message to them. I mean, I'm just like a person in general. If you give me your password, of course I'm gonna go through your stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's just me and maybe I'm just nosy, but when I got his Snapchat password, I went through the messages, and when I tell you, pages and pages and pages of messages of just females from all over the damn world. Like, but it was a whole lot of them. It's like, wow. But what really blew me is the fact that he was talking to men. It's like, if you're bisexual, okay, cool, do you, but you never said anything about that to me. And I know y'all probably like, well, are you assuming things? Okay. First of all, he had the messages from men on Snapchat. There was this one guy in particular where he had went over the guy's house, and I guess something happened, I don't know what, but he was just like, that's not me, I don't know if I can do this. Then it was another message between him and this other guy, and the guy was like saying like he was gonna be his sugar daddy, whatever. He was saying like he would give him money to send him pictures. Then there was this other guy that he was messaging, and they was like exchanging pictures back and forth, and the guy was like sending him naked photos. But it was just real strange to me. Now mind you, I never ever brought that up, like about the whole situation that I found with the other guys. Now I told him that I read the messages, you know, in his Snapchat, and his defense was basically that he wanted me to see that. Fast forward now back to the point where he sent my best friend the message that if I don't respond to his calls that he's gonna retaliate against me. I sent him a message letting him know, like, first of all, do not contact my friends, and second of all, like, what can you possibly do to me? Like, basically the whole thing got very, very out of control, and I definitely let it drag on for too long, because I'd say it took about 2 years, 2.5 years for me to cut off all communication to the point where it's like we don't talk at all. But it definitely took me a while to get there. But also on my video, somebody commented, you know, that they was dating somebody that's currently in prison and they didn't know what they should do. So my advice is, one, if you're not married to this man, you don't owe him anything. That's just my opinion. So I feel like if you're just dating somebody, y'all not engaged, y'all not married, depending on how long they get sentenced to, I feel like if it's more than a year, keep it pushing, sis. Like, you're still young. It's so many other men out here that will treat you the way you want to be treated, that's not behind bars, that you can actually go on dates with, you know. I just don't feel like it's worth it. Like I said, I definitely let the situation drag on way too long. He just had way too many red flags at the point. Like, once he got locked up and whatever, the red flags just kept coming and coming and coming. It's like the stories that his ex told me was just absolutely unbelievable. She said like he stole her license plate one time. She said he had her robbed. Like, I'm just like, wow. In a sense, I was thankful that, you know, I didn't get in a serious relationship with him. Like, I'm kind of happy things happened the way they did, because I did really like him, and I definitely would have ended up in a relationship with him, and who knows what had happened to me. So I'm actually happy that things happened the way they did. Like I said, I had never even seen that side of him, so it never got physical, we never argued, he never raised his voice at me or any of that. So it was just crazy to know that he had this whole other personality. Someone also wanted to know if I ever went to go visit. No. And I never sent him money or anything like that. I never put money on his books. The most that I ever did was put money on the phone so that he could call me. But $10 a month went to that. And now that I look back on it, that was even too much. But you live and you learn, you know. And I can say I won't do it again. Unless you're my husband, which I pray to God that the man that I married don't ever go to jail. Then I might give you like 1-2 years. But definitely not wasting no time dating no man in jail. Okay guys, sorry about that. My battery had died on my camera, so I decided to finish my makeup off camera. And I just came to check back in with you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today, hearing my story. Leave some comments down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.